This is my fight prediction for Chris Colbert versus Omar Salcido. It should be an interesting fight. It's gonna be on Pro Box, and should be a very good matchup, man. Chris Colbert is a very good talent right now in boxing. He's had some tough matchups. I'm gonna say right now his resume is pretty decent. His resume is very decent. His resume is close to the same level as a Lamont Roach, even though he's not a champion like Lamont Roach is. His resume right now is close to that level just because of the competition he was going to fight. He was recently supposed to fight Nair Albright, the guy who took Keyshawn Davis to the distance last year before he had failed a drug test. But should be an interesting matchup. Salcido is a very good fighter out of Mexico, and he's a pretty big guy for the weight class. He was at 135, and this fight I think is going to be at 130. It's going to be a tough matchup. It really is. Salcido has a lot of power. He has the Mexican style. Doesn't jab a lot. He's there to be countered. I think Chris Colbert's counter ability and his hand speed and combinations. I think you can get Salcido with a 2 or 3 punch combination. If you can get him in the exchange, I think he's open. He punches a little wide. So most guys who threw that looping, I would say Colbert throw a looping right hand, a wide left hook with some speed. That'll be a good combination for him. Salcido, if he can actually go to the body on Colbert and fight in the inside, that'll cause a lot of issues for him. I think that will cause a lot of issues for Colbert during the fight. And he's going to have to figure out a couple of things because Salcido is not an easy fight. He's not somebody that's just going to go in there and play around with Colbert. He's going to give him a lot of issues. And Colbert has to be ready to move around the ring, not stand in front of Salcido, and just give him an easy opening to unleash on him and throw combinations. Because Salcido, he's going to be ready to go. This is a big fight for him. He usually shows up in front of big crowds, and he's going to be aggressive. He's not going to lay off of Chris Colbert. I think he's going to want to exchange with him, too. He's the type of guy that if somebody punches him, he's going to punch right back. Chris Colbert the same way, so it should be an action-packed fight. But Colbert has to be disciplined. He has to know when to hang in the pocket and when to get out. Because Salcido does have enough power to crack Chris Colbert. But if Chris Colbert can catch Salcido in some exchanges and possibly knock him down, he could possibly drop him. I don't know if he's going to be able to knock him out, but I know he can put him down in the ring. And Salcido can put down Chris Colbert. So I'm expecting somebody to possibly get dropped. It's not a huge chance, but it's a slim possibility. Don't know if it's going to be a KO. If Chris Colbert goes out here and lets his hands fly, and he's in the right place at the right time, not being overly aggressive, picking his shots, jabbing a lot more on Salcido, he'll be able to do some things. Salcido, he got to be able to figure out what he's going to do with that jab. If he's going to go to the body, if he's going to step to the side, if he's going to let his right hand go, because from what I've seen, his jab is not really effective. He doesn't really use it. And with Chris Colbert, that's going to be a huge problem. Just because even Rayo had a jab. So he can go out there and kind of box and mix it up. Salcido does as well, but he has his style. And that's a style that I think a guy like Chris Colbert would like to basically exchange with. A guy who's an inside fighter on the outside, not really effective. And that's what he's going to do. But if that fight goes a distance, I think Chris Colbert will be at the advantage. But early on, I think Salcido would do a lot of damage in the fight. I think he's going to make Chris Colbert figure out some things early. He's going to start the fight off fast. Chris Colbert starts the fight off fast. I think Salcido waits until mid-rounds. But in this type of fight, I think he's going to try to start fast too. He's not going to, like I said, he's going to exchange with a guy. He's not going to let Chris Colbert just sit there and throw a lot of punches. But I think if Chris Colbert's smart in this fight and not really lunging in and pressuring, he'll be able to win. But Salcido is very dangerous. And with the style he has, he could easily go in there and punish Chris Colbert. This could easily turn into a Lopez versus Leo fight, where Leo had the inside type of fighting game, and he's doing a lot of damage. And Chris Colbert is not really moving around, and he's stuck. Because sometimes Chris Colbert just sit there, not really move, and he'll just put his guard up and let guys just come over and punch. But he has to come in shape and ready. If not, it's gonna cause a lot of problems for him. But it should be a good fight, though. I got Chris Colbert by decision. I think he's gonna be able to beat Salcido in this fight, but it's gonna be a close fight, though.